Welcome to Our Anxiety Connection. I'm your host, Wendy Leeds, and I am so glad you're here because I have something really special to share with you today. A technique you can use anywhere, anytime to ease your anxiety in the blink of an eye. This is something so simple, but so powerful, it's almost like magic. Picture this. You're sitting in a meeting knowing you're about to be called on to make a presentation and you're not fully prepared. Or you're walking into a social gathering all by yourself and you don't know a single person in that room. If you're like me, your heart is pounding, your stomach's churning, you're feeling faint or you're sweating or whatever happens to you when you're anxious, when you face that kind of thing. But you're in public and the last thing you want to do is call attention to yourself and the panic going on inside you. So how do you handle it? What can you do to calm yourself, to find a sense of peace in this really tough situation? What can you do to be able to ease your fear in a way that no one else will even notice? What can you do to make yourself feel better instantly that won't call attention to yourself? Simple. Just look up. That's all. Something really simple. Maybe you're not believing me. So let's give it a try. Let's go back to that meeting or that party where you don't know anybody, or imagine something that really makes you nervous. Imagine boarding a plane to fly or finding a spider in your bed. Whatever makes you really anxious. Think about it until your muscles get tense and your jaw clenches with fear. Really feel this in your body. All right. Are you anxious? Are you really anxious? Okay, let's just look up. Look up. And as you lift your gaze upward, notice how the tension suddenly eases from your shoulders. Feel your torso relax and feel that relaxation go all the way into your belly. And then as your belly relaxes, notice that you have more room to breathe, to be able to take a deeper breath. So with your next breath, breathe into your belly. And as you continue to look up and breathe more deeply, allow your body to soften and relax. And notice the sky overhead or the ceiling. Really look at what's overhead. Take a moment and enjoy this very different view of our world. The clouds, the sun, the architecture. That view is something most of us don't see at all these days. Most of us are walking around, spending time looking at our phones or our desks, or our floors, or our sidewalks. We almost never look up. But it wasn't always that way. Our ancestors knew instinctively the power of looking up. They knew that raising their gaze upward would bring a sense of calm and peace into their hearts. But we've forgotten that. We have forgotten the power of this one single simple movement. And it's too bad because recent research is suggesting our ancestors knew what they were doing. Studies now show us that lifting our gaze upward, looking up, produces alpha waves in our brains. And those alpha waves are perfect for relaxation, for meditation, mindfulness, and creativity. The opposite of panic, fear, and anxiety. And not only does looking up calm your body physically, it can actually change the focus of your thoughts. It can change your thinking if you let it. Here's how it works. When you stop looking at the screen or the desk or the floor and you start looking up at the ever-changing beauty of the sky or the details of the architecture around you or the pattern of the ceiling overhead, when you look up, that shift of focus can break those loops of negative, fearful thoughts about the terrible things that might possibly happen in the future, that thing you think over and over. When you look up, you break that loop and you come fully present into this moment. And that is incredibly powerful. But the power of this simple technique doesn't even stop there, because that shift from catastrophic thinking to this present moment can also change your mood, and it can make you feel better instantly. I believe we also instinctively know this, because when you think about our language, it actually reflects what we know about how looking up affects us. We say things like, things are looking up. There's always an upside. We look up to someone. We say she's a real up and comer. On the other hand, when we're depressed or anxious, we talk about being down in the dumps, or that's a real downer. So let me say it again. Even our language reflects the power of looking up. So that's the technique. I'm going to ask you to take it and go ahead and try it out in your life. See if it works for you the way it works for me. I love this one because I can ease my anxiety and no one ever has to be the wiser. I can take this with me wherever I go and I can use it no matter what's going on around me. I just love that. I also hope that knowing and using this really simple technique will help you realize or discover or rediscover the power you have in your life to take care of yourself, to handle your anxiety. We don't have to just sit there and suffer anymore. There are things we can do to take back our control in our lives. Can we stop anxiety? No, not completely, but there are so many really great anxiety busting tools and techniques that we can put into our toolbox and take with us into our lives. Tools like this that you can use anywhere, anytime to instantly calm your fear. And that's what we are all about. That's what we're going to be doing here together at our Anxiety Connection. We are going to work together to assemble a kit full of tools like this. Simple, effective tools that are right for you to use to feel better instantly. No more suffering. Now, if you're looking for a deeper dive into your anxiety, if you're ready to make a change, if you're looking for a way to get started on the road to feeling better, I've just released a mini course called, I love this title, Why You're Anxious and What to Do About It. It says it all. It's a practical step-by-step approach to first finding out how anxiety shows up in your life, and second, it offers strategies you can use to address it. I'm really proud to say I was able to keep the cost low on this, so it's accessible to as many people as possible. Module 1 is open to the public. Just go to wendyleeds.com/course. And so you can just give it a try and get a feeling of what it's like. Try it on, see if it works for you. I left the link in the show notes for your convenience. Let me end by quoting a wonderful, wonderful inspirational speaker, Les Brown. He always says, if you're gonna fall, fall on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. And I agree. If you're gonna fall, fall on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. And let me add one more thing. Never, ever give up, because from here on in, things are going to look up. Until we're together again, I wish you peace, joy, and love. And as always, thank you for listening. See you on the next episode.